Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News Channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Now, we're going to talk about a video that I recently came across on social media, which is a video that I found not only offensive, but also deeply revealing of the kind of racial microaggressions that are still very much alive in our society today. Now, it's a TikTok video where an Afrikaaner man mocks the black accent by switching to what he believes is the way black people speak, right? Now, as I watched this video, I felt a surge of frustration because this is not an isolated incident. This is part of a much larger issue that continues to divide us. And as a Black South African, it's quite disheartening to see this kind of behavior, especially from someone who should know better in a country like ours. And let's be honest, right? This kind of mocking is not funny. It's not just a joke, as some might try to justify it. It's microaggression at its finest, which is a subtle but harmful practice that over time has a real impact on the way black people are perceived and treated.
This McDonald's in Alberton, every time in any Alberts, you must pray for cutlery. Now you must cut the box like this or tear the box to eat the breakfast like this McDonald's. See? I must eat it with the pepper because you don't ever give cutlery. It's marijuana. Killer piss me off.
And you know what's funny? Is that personally, I've never heard black people mocking the Afrikaner accent, even though there's plenty of opportunity for it, especially considering the level of difficulty some Afrikaners have with English pronunciation. But despite that, we don't see Black South Africans mocking the Afrikaner accent when someone is speaking, even when they might not be speaking it correctly. Because why? We have been taught to respect the linguistic diversity in our country, and more importantly, because we understand that how someone speaks is tied to their identity and culture and not a reason for ridicule. And this brings me back to the TikTok video, right? I mean, it's clear that the Afrikaner man in the video was trying to mimic what he assumed was a black African accent, which is often a stereotype perpetuated by the media and popular culture. I mean, the idea that we as black people are less intelligent or less articulate based purely on how we speak is not only ignorant, but it's also quite harmful. It's a distortion of who we are as a people, and it shows a profound lack of respect for the diversity of speech within our communities. And this is where the issue becomes more than just an issue of bad manners, right? It's about power dynamics. The way those in privileged positions feel entitled to mock and belittle or trivialize the cultures and identities of others. And for a white or Afrikaner person to mock the black accent is a display of racial superiority and privilege, which is a reminder that in the eyes of some, our way of speaking is not seen as proper or educated. It's as if the very way we communicate is up for grabs for ridicule. But here's the thing, right? Language is powerful. The way we speak is tied to our cultural heritage, our family histories, our communities, and our struggles. So to make light of that, to mock it, is nothing less than an insult, if I'm being honest. And let's take a moment to recognize that accents and dialects are deeply connected to identity. The black accent you hear in South Africa is not some random made-up form of speech. No, it's shaped by history, geography, and yes, even colonialism. It's a beautiful product of our diverse cultural landscape. And if we as South Africans truly want to heal and move forward from our painful past, I believe it's time to stop tolerating these kind of microaggressions. Mocking the black accent isn't a harmful joke. It's an expression of something deeper. The belief that black people are somehow inferior, and what's worse is that this kind of behavior is often brushed off as just a bit of fun or harmful teasing, right? But it's not. It perpetuates a system where black people are still seen as less than, where our identities and cultures are treated as inferior to others. I mean, we've seen these kinds of issues before in South Africa. In the past, people who didn't speak English in a proper way were often sidelined, denied opportunities, or even made to feel less capable. And even today, the complex relationship between language, class, and race is something many of us still grapple with. But I have got to say, right, it's tiring. It's tiring to constantly have to defend ourselves, to constantly have to remind people that our accents don't define our worth. So to the Afrikaner community, and to anyone else who feels they can make fun of the way black people speak, I have one simple request. Stop. It's time to show the same respect that you expect from your own culture and identity. It's time to acknowledge that mocking someone's accent isn't funny. It's degrading, and we can do better. We must do better. Now, to anyone who feels the need to mock a black accent, or any other accent for that matter, ask yourself this. What's funny about that? What's the joke? And why is it always the black voice that gets mocked? I believe it's a question we all need to think deeply about. Now, with that being said, let's continue the conversation in the comments section. Let's keep engaging. And while you're at it, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again, it is goodbye.